It's been like 3 years since I've reviewed Tala, so we're gonna give it another try. If you see the top I'm wearing now, this is the Tala top I reviewed when they first launched. So Tala is Grace Beverly's brand, also known as GraceFit UK, one of the OG Gymshark athletes. If you were on fitness Instagram in like 2017, she was huge then, and she has since left Gymshark and started a bunch of her own companies. I think she's a really awesome young female entrepreneur, so I really admire her. Tala is an activewear brand that is made of sustainable, upcycled materials. So there's definitely an emphasis on being green, sustainable. But when it started out a couple years ago, it was definitely like kind of constrictive, seamless material. So that's what I'm wearing right now. And just putting it back on, like this has sat in my closet since the moment I got it. I have not worn it again. Sometimes I like to keep things just for historical purposes, and now I have some of the OG stuff, you know? But they've come out with a bunch of new styles, including some Scrunch seamless leggings, which you guys really wanted me to try, as well as some non-seamless items in this beautiful blue. Anything in that shade of blue, I'm immediately drawn to, so I brought every single thing that came in that color. But I also wanted to try out their non-seamless stuff because sometimes it's a little bit risky when a seamless-based brand starts coming out with non-seamless stuff. And I will say, they are holding on strong to the front seam. They love the front seam at Tala. Personally, I don't, but we're gonna review it regardless because some of you guys like a front seam. If you're new here, my name is Kathryn. We do a lot of activewear and sometimes regular clothing reviews. So make sure to subscribe if you are interested in that and give this video a thumbs up. And let's get started. A little more on Tala. So they have a whole section on their website of each of their fabrics and how it is sustainably made. And I believe they have a whole section on what factories they use and how those are sustainable and have good working conditions and everything too. So more than anything, I just really appreciate the transparency on their website. I feel like more brands should have a section on that on their website, just for the people who are curious and want to know where and how these items are being made. And this review took longer than I expected because I ordered it not when a launch was happening. Like usually when I order something from a launch, I kind of expect it to take a little longer for my order to get packed and shipped. But I ordered this stuff and it was shipped like basically right away. But it took 2.5 weeks to get to me. It was held up in customs, and as someone who is in the US, I usually don't have to deal with that. I feel like I've ordered from international brands before, like Australia, even other places in Europe, and it was a lot faster. I was a little surprised at the slowness, but regardless, it's here. 2.5 weeks isn't that bad, so let's begin. So we got to start the video with the leggings that inspired this review. So back when Tala was started, we were very much still in the unibutt seamless era. All of the seamless leggings, they had, you know, nothing going on in the back. Your butt kind of looked like a pancake. It just wasn't really a good look. And if there was anything going on the back, it was probably like a poorly placed glute contour that ended up in the middle of your thigh, like some of the Gymshark leggings back in the day. But now we have progressed. Seamless leggings went from the worst things to flatter your glutes to like the best things. So we have the Sculpt seamless scrunch leggings. I got a size small and these were $68. I feel like everyone who has a scrunch seamless leggings is saying the word Sculpt somewhere in the name. Like I just feel like I've heard that before. First of all, love that the tags are on with a safety pin. That just like makes my life easy. Here are the leggings, and immediately these are way different than the original seamless material they had. It's a much softer, kind of marled seamless, more like Alpha Amplify style seamless than like Gymshark, kind of more stiff, thick seamless. We have kind of a small ribbed waistband up here, definitely on the small side, and there's some panel detailing around the front, which is interesting. This feels like it should go around like the glutes. Like, doesn't this panel detailing look like something that should be around the back of the glutes and not the front? I guess it is around the back too, but we have some fun little warning on the back that I have yet to read. So it's this big old sticker right in the back. I did not know this was on there. It said, "Be gentle with me. In order to get the most flattering fit, we've engineered the scrunch seam very carefully. Please avoid pulling or tugging by the scrunch seam. Instead, pull me up from the leggings." So already that tells me that if you pull on the scrunch, it's gonna rip. Personally, I've only had one pair of scrunch leggings ever rip on me. They were a pair of camo seamless leggings that are no longer being made. They made a better pair of scrunch seamless leggings, but I wear my Alpha Amplifies all the time. Never had those rip. I've never had any other scrunch seamless leggings rip. I feel like I'm just, you know, I'm careful with them and I'm aware, but it's interesting to have the leggings like say, hey, we're gonna rip if you pull us. I believe these only came in one length. We have the Tala logo embroidered into the back here, as well as on the bottom right leg. And let's do an up close of the seam. So here's the scrunch, definitely slightly on the thinner side. It connects just a little bit up from the gusset and then a little bit down from the waistband here. We also have a slight like widow's peak kind of detail in the back. This definitely looks like it's going to be more like an Alphalete Amplify scrunch than like an Honor Active Effortless. The Honor Active one definitely was a smaller scrunch, kind of like more at the bottom. All right, so here are the leggings. First impressions, I'm definitely liking how they feel. I will say the waistband is very small up here, and I am getting good compression in the waistband, maybe like medium to high. It's even shorter than like an Alphalete seamless, so you're really gonna get that band of compression and then not so much lower tummy control. So just be aware of that. It's going to be especially accentuated here because of how small it is. I would say mid to high, maybe a high rise if this stays up at the gym. I just am not really a fan of the ribbed detailing that goes around the front here. I feel like it almost kind of accentuates the fabric gathering in the crotch. You're always gonna get a little bit of a Barbie crotch in a seamless like this. This one is not especially bad or anything. I'd say it's pretty average, so that's fine for me. I like the fabric. It's more of a softer, kind of sleek seamless rather than like an itchy, stiff seamless. It has a little marl to it, going to be a little bit more on the cellulite friendly side. And we go around up to the back. So I will say I did not have any ripping getting these on, but I think that this little rib detail is a little bit high because I feel like it should sit kind of right like at the crease or below. But for me, where these leggings kind of have to be to have the scrunch where it's meant to be, the rib detailing is on top of my glutes here. So I think an under booty contour is really hard to do, and personally I prefer to go without it, and this one's just a little too high. These like little stitch scrunches always have like a teeny bit of shine to them. Doesn't really bother me. I'd say that this one's on like the thinner side of scrunches, so not super visible. I still would definitely give these a high on the booty scale though. The fabric in the back here has a nice stretch. We're going up the crease, contouring the glutes around here, so very flattering. And again, I think that these do have some cellulite coverage with the marl of the fabric. Overall compression, I feel like I'm getting a little bit more because of this under glute contour, so maybe about a medium compression overall. You're definitely getting a little bit of a wedgie feeling with a scrunch like this, so definitely feel a little stiffness of the cheeks. That's something I've gotten used to wearing scrunch leggings like this. It's not as bad as the like original scrunch leggings, but like kind of on par with most seamless scrunches. This is a seamless, and usually they're pretty stretchy, so I can kind of, you know, pull them down and make the length work for me. The ribbed detailing also goes along the side here, so it's along the side and then splits front and back. So overall, I like the material of these. They're soft, very flattering on the glutes. The only thing I would fix is that glute contour, but in terms of the scrunch seamless leggings, I would definitely say this is a nice scrunch seamless legging. Feels good. I'm not noticing any issues with the quality, so yeah, I would recommend these. Final notes on the seamless leggings. I prefer a waistband that's just a little bit longer than this one, and this one definitely feels like it kind of wants to be more like mid-rise. So if other seamless scrunch leggings like the Amplifies or Effortless have been too high rise for you, these might be better, but as someone with a long torso who prefers a little bit longer of a waistband, I think I prefer those better. So I got a lot of stuff, so we gotta get moving. Let's do the Sculpt Seamless Wrap Sports Bra. Size small, this one's $50. So they had a couple sports bra options to go with the Sculpt Seamless leggings. So I did get both of them. I wanted to get this one because this one really reminded me of that like old Gymshark wrap bra. The seamless material on this one is very lightweight and a lot stretchier than I expected. But even on this double lined sports bra, I feel like it's a little bit sheer. I'm not really worried about sheerness on sports bras in general because it is double thickness and it has cut pads. So we have the embroidered logo into the back, we have crisscross straps, and a wrap detail in the front. The fabric information is actually woven into the back band as well. So it's a 54% recycled polyamide, 8% elastane, 38% recycled polyester. Again, that does kind of remind me of the Alphalete seamless. Okay, so I just took off the Tala bra I had on from before, which was compressive, like a little bit on the snug side. This bra, you guys, I'm just shocked. Like I knew the fabric was going to be thin, but like literally zero lift. like just flimsy. Why didn't they just make it out of the same material as the leggings? I'm so bummed. Like I feel so unflattered in this bra. Absolutely zero support. Absolutely zero support. Zero lift. I've had wrap bras and usually they hold you up like this, you know? Nice and snug in. This one actually would have had good coverage, but the straps are just so excessively long. Just not a good fit for me. So we have other size small bras to try today, but I'm really not an extra small in bras, so I don't know. I would say that this one runs big. If you do want to try this bra, I would definitely size down because I'm not really getting a lot of compression. The bottom band is not really loose though, so I just feel like everything else is very loose. So yeah, I'm just not really a fan of how flimsy and thin the material is. I really think they could have used the thickness of the leggings and that would have been a more supportive top option, just because the next top I feel like is going to be even less supportive with the thin straps. Anyways, coverage, we're gonna go with a medium coverage, pretty scooped here, a little bit of side boob. I think some of that's just because the straps are just so long, and then just crisscross straps in the back here. I think maybe most of this is sizing, but again, just given how snug that other bra I had from them was, I just was not expecting this to run so big. So this bra is a no for me. I'm just opening up this next one and I forgot that you literally can plant their tags and it grows into a plant. I am not a plant person. I wish I was. I can't keep a plant alive. Comment below if you've ever planted a tag because you're another breed. I appreciate you. Okay, so this is the Sculpt Seamless Strappy Sports Bra, size small and $48, so a little bit cheaper. So this actually has the same kind of double strap design that the top I'm wearing has, except it looks like a little bit less coverage. So again, very thin fabric. The leggings are definitely thicker. So it's the same kind of fabric, just like a thinner one for the tops instead of the bottoms. Removable cut pads, they feel kind of on the thinner side, but a nice size and shape. They're not crinkled or anything. Then we have the logo on the back and the little straps kind of sewn in. Let's try it on. Okay, so definitely feeling like they have some sizing discrepancies because this one, the straps, if anything, feel too short. And the other ones, the strap was way too long. So anyways, liking this sports bra a lot better, which is surprising because I definitely thought I would like the other one more. But we're getting a nice snug fit in the band. Full coverage, honestly. I feel like one of the straps like goes up higher than the other. I don't know if that's just like how I'm putting it on or something, but I kind of think it is. Like, am I crazy? Is this asymmetrical? My girls are pretty similar in size. I really don't have like one bigger one. It's still definitely a thinner material than I would like. I feel like they should have used the legging material, but because the straps are so snug, we're getting like a medium support. I do worry that these straps are going to be painful over time. They are a little bit stiff and a little bit thick and just like a little bit tight. Just strange because the other straps were so incredibly loose that this is going to be the same size and they're going to be super tight. Straps split in the back. Nothing feels too snug other than the straps, but generally if you're in between sizes, I would go with the size up. And we do have the cut pads in here, and although the fabric is thin, the cut pads are kind of nice and thin at the edges too, so I'm not really seeing them. So I feel like this bra is like kind of boring and not the most flattering in the front, but it does fit me a lot better than the other one did. Right, here's one last look at the back. Then the Sculpt Seamless Zip Through Hoodie. This one was sold out in a lot of the colors, so I got the gray. So here it is. I got a size small. This was $72. In the fabric of this one, it feels a little more dense than the tops, but maybe not quite as much as the leggings. So definitely on the thicker side. Ooh, we do have thumb holes. We have a full zip. It seems like kind of like a mid-length, like not full length, not cropped. We have Tala embroidered into the back here. I don't know if you can even see it, but right down the middle. We do have a hoodie, which sometimes with these active jackets, I prefer them to just be like a mock neck and not a hoodie. No pockets, unfortunately. And all of the dot detail on this is just giving Gymshark Vital Seamless. And I just think it's so funny when like ex-Gymshark athletes come up with things that just like look like Gymshark. No, you know, down to your roots, you know? But you can see all these little dotted details, very much Gymshark Vital Seamless vibes, but it's definitely like a thicker marled seamless like the leggings. All right, here's the jacket. So immediately it's going to be like a very snug jacket. So size up if you don't want it to be like skin tight, but I think that's how it's meant to be. It is very stretchy though, so it's not a problem that it's very snug. And I think this is actually more cropped than I expected. So going about halfway, yeah, I would definitely consider this a cropped jacket. I am showing skin with high-rise leggings. Similar material to the leggings, maybe even like a tiny bit more sleek. Excuse the slightly crusty self-tan hands, but here are the thumb holes. They're just kind of like sewn around. I do have a couple little loose strings I'm not super pleased about, but I can always just cut those. I don't feel like they're gonna be a huge problem. Yeah, quite a few strings in here. I don't know if this jacket is meant to go with the leggings, but I feel like the dot detail is kind of out of place. Like the leggings and the sports bra of the Sculpt seamless just doesn't have those dots. So I feel like they could have tied in like the ribbed panel detailing of the leggings instead of the dot detailing. Okay, let's zip this up all the way. So definitely very snug. I do like the length. It could just be like a hair longer. Generally, I think this length is super cute for activewear outfits. You still get to show off your full legging without covering anything up, but if you're looking for a full length, obviously this is not it. A little bit snug in the bust area for me, and the neck goes about halfway up, and then you have a pretty large hood. I really don't wear hoods that much, but it's pretty large if you're looking for a hood. I guess this is a UK brand and people wear hoods a lot there because I guess people wear hoods a lot because it rains there. And here is a look at the back. Got the Tala logo and some dot detailing. So it's cute, but I feel like I don't like when things are so tight on my arms personally. But yeah, definitely a snug look. Okay, that's it for all the seamless. Now we are moving on to the seamed stuff. This is their Skinluxe line. So the Skinluxe is not new. I just have not tried it myself before, but they came out with this beautiful like cornflower blue and I just couldn't help myself. So these are the high-waisted Skinluxe leggings, size small, $78. So I guess we didn't talk about price point, but I would say like definitely mid to high. I'm already not gonna like these. I mean, I knew they had a front seam, but I did not expect a like thick, cheap elastic to be in the waistband. I can understand a top band at some point, like a little top band, if it's like blended well, doesn't really cut into you, but this is like a full-on elastic. Like, do we see this? Like, when was the last time I had an elastic like this in a pair of $78 leggings? Can't say I ever have. I feel like it's only in the cheap leggings where I see this. So I'll keep an open mind, but I'm a little upset. So this is not the material I was expecting. It is more of a sleek performance. We do have a front seam, a pretty tall front seam, if you ask me. I'm glad they at least tried to do a little something in the back. We do have some slightly tapered glute seams, so it's not just flat across. It's a 76% recycled nylon, 24% Lycra sport, and you do have a back waistband pocket for, you know, a card or keys or something, and kind of a larger triangular gusset here. The seams look a little bit unfinished. Like, I wouldn't expect an unfinished looking seam like that on a legging that's this price. And then here is the fabric. It is not brushed. Brushed is when it has a little soft layer on the top. It's just a sleek performance. Let's give it a try. All right, guys. So I liked the seamless leggings. You wouldn't be catching me paying $80 for these. I'm not paying $80 for a front seam legging with a thick elastic at the top. Like, you just won't catch me doing it. There are so many other leggings that are like nearly identical to this out there that are much more affordable. So for me, it's a no. I also just am not a huge fan of the material. It's really just like a thin, sleek performance. We're not really getting anything for the glutes back here. The seams, they could go up higher. I'm just not really getting a lot of like contouring around the glutes here, so we're just gonna give them a medium on the booty scale. This fabric is definitely thin and it's not brushed, so I wouldn't expect any cellulite coverage here. Overall sizing is true to size, but definitely size up if you're in between, because this elastic at the top is gonna just cut right into you if it's too small. So I definitely get it cutting into me when I lean over, and for sure when I sit down, I could tell it would do the same. The waistband is a little bit on the thicker side, so we get a little bit more tummy control than the seamless leggings. I thought they had multiple lengths of their leggings, so I don't really think they do. These are kind of like 7/8 on me. And yeah, I mean, I love the color. In the front seam, yeah, it's a little bit invasive. It's not the worst I've had, but it's not the best. And then we have that pocket in the back, probably not big enough to fit a phone, but maybe some other things. I love the color of these. The fabric is nice. Just this top elastic just kind of screams cheap to me. So this just would not justify the price for me. All right, next we have the Skinluxe open back sports bra. I feel like the Skinluxe material is going to be nice in a sports bra more than the leggings. So we have kind of a high neck. We have an elastic band around the bottom here. This definitely looks like it's going to give good support. We do have removable cup pads as well as some seams that kind of keep them where they're supposed to be. So I love to see that. The material feels really nice on the sports bra, for sure. So then we have some crisscross straps, and then there is a 3-hook closure at the bottom. So here is the hook closure. I know that it's nice to have like a semi-adjustable band at the bottom, but I really do not like hook closure bras, partly because I can't hook anything behind my back. I am team hook your bra on the front, twist it around. You won't catch me trying to hook it in the back. I can't see, sometimes my arms cramp up. It's just not a comfortable experience. So with these sports bras, I have to like hook them and then get them on anyway. And then I feel like they're more stiff because of that. I just don't really like hook sports bras. I like to have them as an option. So there are other sports bras, but for me, the hook one's not my favorite. Also, if you ever are like laying on a bench or anything, even if it's thin, kind of like this one is, I feel like you still feel it. All right, so here's the sports bra. Really nice coverage on this one, maybe just like the tiniest chance for side boob, but I'm still gonna give this one a full coverage. Very snug elastic band at the bottom. I like when bras have an elastic like this because you really feel nice and supported and lifted, as opposed to the kind of elastic the next sports bra will have. But I will say this one is pretty snug. Definitely just inconsistent sizing. Like one of their small bras is huge, and this one's a little on the snug side. I do have this on the loosest hook right now, and it's still pretty snug on me. So I would say if you're in between, I would probably size up because you can always tighten it a little bit in that size up. We have those cut pads in here, but there are seams on the inside so they don't, you know, have a mind of its own. I'd say the cut pads are pretty well hidden. I like the cut pads of Tala. I feel like they're good, not crinkling. I feel like the old Tala bra had some bad cut pads that were super crinkled. I like the material for a sports bra. It's gonna be nice and lightweight. Probably will show some sweat. I can just tell. I would get a nice little boob sweat mark here, but doesn't really bother me. And then crisscross straps in the back. They're on the thicker side, so they're not really bothering me up in the traps. And then support is actually pretty good, about a medium to high. I feel nice and held in. So I like the sports bra, definitely a little bit snug, but I feel nice and supported and lifted. It does feel like the hook section is a little bit thinner, so maybe wouldn't hurt too much if you laid down on it, but I still just prefer bras without that. Okay, next is the Skinluxe Tank Sports Bra. So kind of a more basic design. We have the removable cups. There is an elastic in here, and then it continues on to just be double-lined fabric. I just don't like when I can see the end of an elastic like this. It just feels a little bit cheap to me. And then we have some twisty straps in the back and the Tala logo in the back as well. Okay, and here's the sports bra. Definitely a little less coverage, but I still feel pretty good overall. I'm gonna go with medium to high coverage, just like a peep of cleavage here, and we do have a little side boob. So maybe medium coverage. Support is also about a medium. The only bra today that just ran very strangely big was that wrap bra. So all of the other bras for them run a little bit on the small side. So definitely size up if in between. We have that elastic down here. I just don't like what they did with this whole second half of the bra. Normally when I have a long line sports bra, there'll be a little seam and then just like a double thickness of fabric at the bottom. This one we have an elastic that only goes halfway, and then there's a seam at the bottom, so it kind of pinches you a little bit. So not a huge fan, especially if you are someone who carries a little weight in your midsection. This would definitely be pinching you there. Everything else feels pretty comfortable. The straps are not too tight, and then we just have a little crisscross detail in the back. Yeah, in general, this fabric is very stretchy. It's just when they add the elastics and the seams that things start cutting into you. This one's just not my favorite. I wish they had another option for a bra that was maybe shorter and not high neck, but. And lastly, I got the Skinluxe jacket. This is the zip through running top, size small, $76. See, I think I'm gonna like this one more. I like that it's not a hoodie. It just has like a little bit of a mock neck here. I like that they match the zipper to the fabric. Still no pockets. Like, does anyone else like feel like they need to have pockets on their jacket? Like, if you're gonna have a zip jacket, I want zip pockets because that's just the perfect jacket to hold your phone, something securely, because sometimes you don't trust non-zip pockets. I certainly don't. Okay, there is a pocket in the back, but for me, that's just, again, hard to reach. So it looks big enough to hold a phone or something, but I just wish it was a front pocket instead. Then we have the same little cutout thumb holes. So let's try it on. All right, so here's the jacket. I can already tell this jacket is more my style than the seamless one. First of all, it's not so incredibly tight on the arms like the other one was. I have just like a little bit of space here around the, I was gonna call these ankles of the arm, the wrist. A little space around the wrist here, and it's just not like so incredibly tight. Like I feel like with seamless, they're usually so stretchy that they're like, okay, let's just make it super tight. This one I just have a little more space. Quality seems a little bit better on these two. I'm not getting all of those loose strings at the thumb holes. I like the slight reflective detail of the zipper. Perfect if you're outside. And this one's a little bit longer as well. This one feels like more of a mid-length crop. Still cropped, not full length, but I'm not showing any skin like I was with the seamless one. Still really think there could have been some pockets right here. I really don't think it interferes with the look of the jacket too much to do that, but we can try to put my phone back here. See, it's just like uncomfortable for me to do this with my arms. Yeah, we can do that, but then I have a weird rectangle going on in the back there, so it's an option at least. Yeah, I feel like the Skinluxe is really nice for tops and jackets. Like this is a really nice jacket. We'll zip it all the way up. Definitely a little BBL jacket effect, you know. A little bit snug in the bust area, but I like the fit everywhere else, and it's stretchy, so it's not a problem. We have little mock neck detailing, and then the back is just very simple, and you have the option of that little zippered pocket back there. So I would say true to size on this one. Runs a teeny bit bigger than the seamless one. If you're in between, I still would size up, and I would definitely consider it still like a cropped jacket, but it's a little bit longer than the last one. Super cute, and I love the color, but I won't keep it because I have a Buff Bunny rainwater blue jacket already, so I don't need two like periwinkle cornflower blue jackets, you know. But I love them. All right, guys, that is everything from Tala. Now we're gonna do a little keep or return section. So I feel like the only thing I would keep would be the Sculpt leggings. That's the reason we did this review today, and I thought those were nice leggings. I would maybe keep the jacket, but because I already have one that's kind of similar, I wouldn't. Everything else, like the bras, just okay for me. The price point is, it's not so high that I wouldn't pay it if I loved it, but I gotta really love it for the price. And those leggings, definitely not worth the $80 price tag. I just didn't really feel like the quality was there for a lot of these pieces. Like it just felt like they used a lot of like cheaper ways to go about things, like with those elastics in there and all the seams and everything. It just makes me not want to pay the price that it is. But the seamless leggings are definitely promising, so I'd love to try a pair of bike shorts with that seamless. They might already have that, but it wasn't there on the website when I was looking. So that's it for the review, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down below if you've tried any of these items. Give the video a thumbs up if you made it this far. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!